Go live. All right.
Lovely.
We are now live, and we'll give people a minute to start popping in here.
Absolutely. They're probably so confused, like hearing this voice not on Electric's channel. They're like, what's going on?
Yeah, it turns out you're allowed to speak with other people also.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Oh God.
So the plan is, as we're getting some people trickling in here,
Nice.
I don't know if we've got any actual people in yet, but we got DS. I don't know who DS is. I know an LS, but I'll welcome a DS as well. It was a great Nintendo system. I'm a big
It
fan.
was one of my favorites. Maybe my favorite.
My favorite is the 3DS, but I mean that's kind of like just including all previous systems as my favorite, right?
Yeah.
So
I was very much a
DS is
DS
lacking.
kid, and then I forgot Pokemon existed during the 3DS days, and then during COVID I was like, oh, remember that game I used to like when I was younger? Maybe I should check that out again.
DS is Lackey. Well, welcome Lackey. Hello.
Welcome, Lucky.
We
How
got
are you doing, brother?
we got Ryan hanging out. Yes, that is Ryan. Daddy, you are correct. And we're gonna take a look at couple of matches. We're gonna look at a sweet build and finish off with a full set. Yeah, Purple Rain says 3DS.
3DS, yeah.
Everybody loves
I
the
feel like
3DS.
I've never picked up any of the Alola games. I've never played them once before. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should give them a go at some stage.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Keith on Game Boy Advance being the actual best. I mean, I say secret
Yeah.
best, but not really secret. Like it's the best, but because you can just load any Game Boy Advance games onto a 3DS,
Well,
then
here's
I
my
get
secret
both of
about
them.
my secret about the DS is that there was this like hidden cartridge underneath it where you were able to put in the GBA games as well. So I kind of included that as well. Like I would have played Emerald on the DS.
Sure, yeah,
Emerald is like my go game, like the number one Pokemon game for me. I don't
yeah,
know about you guys. If any of you have an opinion in the comments, leave them in. What about
yeah,
you?
absolutely. I was at the flea market yesterday, and uh, there was a guy selling a bunch of Game Boy Advance Pokemon games, and every single one of them, I guarantee you, was counterfeit. Like
Oh,
the coloring on the plastic wasn't right.
yeah,
The sticker didn't look good. There was a crystal version that was the wrong. It was like the the wrong type of cartridge shape. It didn't have the like sticky outy little thumb groove. It was like a divot in one, and it was the wrong color blue. There was a
yeah.
Keith is misinformed. All it takes is a uh, homebrewed custom firmware on your 3DS, and then you can, in fact, load Game Boy and Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color games onto a 3DS.
Yeah. When you were my age, well, sorry, when I was younger, everyone had this uncle. Everyone had an uncle who could just load all these DS games up. That's what it felt like. So,
Yeah,
it was great. Like you had your R4 card or whatever, and hundreds of games on it, games I hadn't even touched. But it was the choice was great.
alrighty. Let's start talking about this stuff here. So we're gonna start with, and
Start talking Pokemon.
you can see my screen as
I
well,
can
right?
indeed.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Good. Just wanted to make sure we're gonna start off with Jace's Hariyama Mimikyu build, using
Ooh.
Power Anklet to ensure uh, that it's underspeeding Hariyama in Trick Room to hit it with a side burn to boost Guts and still be
Crazy.
able to run Clear Amulet. As it turns out, that was for Porygon 2, and Porygon 2 didn't even show up. But it's not always about what's actually in the match, but sometimes it's just about a sweet call and some fun items. Love Power Anklet. I got to imagine I'll be using it at some point this season to maybe get my Kommo-o going super low or super slow or something like that, or who knows.
Like
but.
I feel like there's it's a really underused item, especially in draft, right? Because I think some people have this opinion that, okay, this mon isn't a trick room mon, or this mon can't perform well in the trick room because its speed maybe isn't, that slow. But all it has to be is slower than your opponents, right?
Slower,
so
not
my
slowest.
Pokemon is, yeah, exactly. So, you can look at base 50, 60 Pokemon, maybe even like higher if you want to put a Power Anklet on it. As long as it's slower than the opposing Pokemon, you're not playing Torkoal every week. You're not playing the Moongus every week. So I'm a huge fan of this item.
This whole set was kind of sweet. I mean, it's a Eruption, Heat Wave, Charcoal on the Torkoal, the Walking Wake with three moves, Sash and Protect and stuff like that. But the Rotom Fan was pretty awesome in this match too. I know Jace is definitely still a Rotom believer. I'm a little off the Rotoms these days. I don't think they've quite kept up, but the Power Anklet Mimikyu to get extra damage off Hariyama is pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Just for Jace, I stand with you. I think on ladder, maybe Rotom's time is gone. In draft, great Pokemon. Great
there
Pokemon.
You go. Alrighty. So we got a couple of matches to watch this week. We're going to watch 2 individual games and a full best of 3.
Nice.
And we're starting with game 3 of LS versus Keith. We've got LS here on the hero side and Keith over on the villain side there.
The Team Rocket avatar, very fitting.
Oh yeah, also that. I just meant because, I always think of, this side as being my side. So I've decided I'm going to start calling it the hero side. So both players have taken a game. The Choice Band Bullet Punch was pretty sweet off the Medicham in game 1. It was boosted with the Steely Spirit. Monkey Dory's getting a lot of use out of Frisk. Piloswine was pretty sweet. But this game 3 is certainly something. I think Fast is actually fine here. There you go. Keith is a baddie, so it works anyway. Right. Fast is too fast. I changed my mind.
I'm happy. I'm happy to go speed normal.
Yep. So we get the fake out, become dark type, and the Zapdos doesn't even care. Surprisingly wet. Like the Iron Bundle takes that Sucker Punch surprisingly well. I realize it's just neutral, but like even so, still
I think
surprising.
It's Iron Bundle surprisingly physically bulky at times. That also maybe had a bit of investment, but
Could be. The reason we're watching this is because of the Choice Band feint that is just going to wreck LS's game 3 and any hopes of victory here in this match. But this felt to me like a pretty ballsy switch in anyway. Like, it ends up working pretty well, but just the raw switch in the Medicham feels very very ballsy to me. Big damage on the Zapdos, take the Chiampetta onto Sash, and like that could have been awful. But if the
end of the day,
if the Monkey Dory hadn't switched out, if it had stayed in, then that could have been really, really rough.
Yeah, I think there was some maybe expectation that the Chiyu was going to be targeted just with the Terra there. But he made the call. He was able to keep the Pokemon alive, and now let's see what this Choice Band Feint Medicham's about to do.
Just does. I mean, it does everything. So we do already know it's Choice Band, because we
Yeah.
saw that in previous game. But that's one, and that's two,
Crazy.
and Tailwind totally irrelevant.
There's oh.
Almost three, and the Zapdos comes in and finishes it off, I believe. Oh no, it does.
The
Yeah,
tree.
it does get the third feint. Yeah, third one.
Crazy. Wow. Just the knowledge to know there that
Clean
you're
up
going to be
machine.
locked into that move. You know, you have to weigh up the positives and the negatives. Okay, yes, I'm going to be able to break the protect turn one, but is this going to be able to take me? Is true for the rest of the game? And yeah, it did. It really did.
And it was hidden in the previous two sets too. You saw the bullet punch, and I think close combat. It might have only used bullet punch previously, though. I don't. I don't remember. But yeah, 4 feints, 3 kills,
And that was Keith, was it?
yeah, that was Keith.
Yeah. Look, if I was playing Keith and he'd done that to me, I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be just wow.
Yeah, Sam loving feint. We as a society do not respect feint enough.
No,
Pilloried
not
might
at
be a
all.
little bit of a dramatic description of how people have reacted to Sam saying that feint is good. But yeah, I mean, it certainly was excellent this week, and the bullet punch next to Steely Spirit Berserker in a previous game was also awesome. So, way to go, Keith, using Berserker the way I think it should be, next to strong steel type attacks.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Next up, yeah, Terra
This was a
Steel,
great game.
Choice Band Bullet Punch next to Berserker. Yeah, totally agree.
I watched
Keith.
this one.
That's the way to play it. Yeah, this one was fun as well. We're watching game 1 of this set. We're not going to watch the whole set, but this is another one where the build was for one thing, and it ended up coming in clutch in a totally unrelated way. So we've got Trick Iron Ball on the Meow Stick. I mean, this isn't really a spoilers thing. We've got Trick Iron Ball on the Meow Stick, right?
Yeah.
And when this Gotharita just like ignores the the proto moon blast,
Crazy.
like it's not even there, and just gets the Trick Room up, and Fluttermane is now dead. And we do get the into a protect, doubled into the protect, still isn't dying, and then we've got the Trick Iron Ball, so that Chestnut gets to get the defense boost, and it's just laughing.
Crazy.
I mean, huge.
This is what we talked about earlier on, like just the creativity of some of these players. I know maybe it wasn't brought specifically for the Trick Room matchup, but just to be able to, play on the fly and have this Trick Room matchup, being able to make Chestnut get that one defense boost there, like, it's game swinging.
The high horsepower miss, also a big deal, but
Yeah.
like you put yourself into the positions, all right, where you can take advantage of that by making great plays like Trick Iron Ball onto your own Chestnut and stuff.
Absolutely.
Look, and it does eventually go down here, but even so, Colby is just morally in a rough spot mentally, and everything's just so bulky.
Yeah.
On strikeout is Red Jolteon, right? This was the Colby versus Red Jolteon.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't hate it, but it is.
Red Jolteon he's got the name Red Jolteon now, or a name like that, and he just hasn't used it.
Yeah. Well, I have Dr. JDB on Showdown, but I don't use it.
I really appreciate in between games when you switch from Dr. JDB to Dr. JDB Spectator.
Oh, yeah.
I love seeing the little name swap.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Red Jolteon is able to clean this out. Meowstic never taking any damage.
Crazy.
So, well, I guess taking Sand Chip every turn, but then healing it with leftovers.
Yeah.
that was tricked onto it. But yeah, the
Yeah.
Garchomp getting a chance to Swords Dance, and Colby just having to focus on that Chestnut for definitely longer than he wanted to.
Yeah,
Puts
absolutely.
Regilt in a position where he can win that first game.
I think Colby was too busy playing with his new Star Wars cards game one, and then when he realized he went one game down, he decided, okay, now it's time to lock in, so
Yeah, and I
started focusing.
think he does end up winning the set, right?
He does indeed, yeah.
Yeah, he totally does. Yeah. So, well done to Colby for winning, but well done to a sweet set and some excellent on-the-fly adjustments from Regilt.
Absolutely.
And then our third game here, we're going to watch the full set. This is Donut on the hero side, new team built from the dregs of free agency.
This was another great game. I watched this one as well. I was told to watch this specifically. I was told this was a crazy game. Please watch it. So yeah, I'm happy we were able to feature this one.
Yeah, so we got the Sun plus Psychic Terrain on Donut's team here, and then just Beef and Strong Boys on Bove's side, right?
Scary it's crazy stuff. How many new mons can learn Expand and Force
that couldn't 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
Alrighty, so we've got game one here. We got our sounds good. Go ahead and fire this up. Okay, so I want to pull it. So I believe, and I'm gonna make my screen kind of weird here. Oh no, we went to. Oh no, hold on. The stream just went black.
Oh no.
I know. It's here we go. There we go. Okay, so. Zoom this way out so we can see see on the stream here. We've got. I think Donut is asking Bohm to pick the lead, which is just a very arrogant you pick my lead.
I like it.
Which is pretty crazy. Egg or Rouge. Bohm picks Rouge, and Donut says, yeah, sounds good. Okay. Let's do it. All right, let's get this lined back up again.
Some of you guys are crazy in here, which is our challenges. Crazy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of my challenge. Win your matches, make playoffs. That's the challenge I tend to go with most seasons.
Yeah, I'm usually more. I feel like I'm getting flashbacks to the season when I went 4-0 and then 4-3 to bubble out playoffs. I'm 2-0 at the moment. I have another win or two before I start losing the rest of my games. So. Oh, actually, James, my challenge is the 2-point challenge or the 3-point challenge, where I keep those 3 points.
Oh, just run a 107-point team.
Yeah.
There you go. That works.
Okay, let's see.
So we got Steel Roller, excellent.
I thought that was crazy. I
so
didn't
good.
Even
double into the Indeedee, it's gone. And Donut goes, no, we're gonna set up Trick Room. I don't really need. I think we're gonna be fine. But then this Araquanid is just a problem, and Yawn is nice, but it still gets to do 2 big attacks. Bringing in the Gastrodon is pretty sweet, right? Because you can't use those excellent water bubble boosted attacks, but you just target it with a ×4 anyway, plus a Hyper Voice. We're getting the boosted Hyper Voice, and Farigiraf is, I would say, the MVP of this game for sure. Even though we had the sweet Steel Roller Iron Treads, and Iron Treads gets to come back in and kind of clean up, and Araquanid just sits around for a long time tanking hits and forcing Donut to keep dealing with it. But I think Farigiraf here is the MVP of this first match. And,
no, absolutely. Farigiraf is just a mon where sometimes it can definitely be ignored because it seems to be more, support mon in comparison to the mon beside it. But you let it get one Hyper Voice off, one Throat Spray off, and the damage it's doing constantly. It takes over games.
Yeah, and Bohm not even having to reveal the fourth mon he brought there in that first game. Just a very, this is exactly how he drew it up, except for maybe the Arachnid is awake instead of asleep. But otherwise, a very clean game one for Bohm. And Donut says, "All right, you don't get to pick my team for round 2. I got a plan.
That'd be me as well.
I know what's
mute opponent.
Yeah, maybe running my mouth off a little bit too much. But man, this second one is just a absolute cleanup. Say, all right, Indeedee and Executor. We're gonna get the sun set up.
Yeah.
Solar Beam. Terra Ground is awesome. We learn that it's Heat Rock, which would have never come up anyway because this whole match only lasts 3 turns. But so we have the Psychic Terrain set up and the sun. Executor is going to kill the Iron Treads with a Solar Beam and just shrug off the Leech Life. And then it's going to Helping Hand boosted Expanding Force, kill the Arachnid.
Oh, wow.
Do 50 to the Farigiraf, and Helping Hand Expanding Force, kill the other 2.
Out of curiosity,
goodbye.
How many points was Executor? Because I've become an Executor believer in the last
four,
how many days that game has been.
3 or 4? I'll have to check. Well, let's check.
Wow.
Let's just go ahead and pull up the doc here real quick. And the draft board. And Control F. Executor.
8 points.
8 points. Okay, so more than I thought, but
yeah. Still, it's proven its weight and it proves its weight in worth this game. It's yeah.
And yeah, just delete, double delete, moving on. GG. Let's go to game 3. Yeah, Bohm having to relive this one probably not ideal. Sorry, Bohm, but you keep having great matches that are fun to watch. So
yeah, if you keep having fun matches, like they're gonna keep being shown. So that's a you problem. Have less fun matches.
Exactly. And then let's get this third matchup. We'll clean up this match here, and send you all on your way on the Monday evening. But all right, so 1-1. Bohm says, "Oh no, Executor in the sun. It's a real problem. How are we going to solve this?"
Yeah.
And same lead from Donut, same lead from Bohm. Bohm says, "I'm going to play differently. Is how I'm going to win. I'm going to set Sandstorm, which is awesome. That was not seen before that.
Yeah.
That has to have been calced, right? Live the Leech Seed. I mean, I would think.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I would hope. Yeah. For sure.
But then the Sandstorm chip, manual sand, excellent, and gets the KO on the Indeedee there. But huge damage off the Expanding Force into both Mons there from the Executor. Yeah. And still gets the sun up for turn 2. But the switch out, wide guard preventing the Expanding Force.
And that was something I was always very interested in, was if the Arachnid had wide guard, right? Because I thought maybe it might have been clicked before this turn, like we're talking turn 2, game 3. So if I was in this position, I wouldn't be sure if the Arachnid would have had wide guard because it hadn't been clicked yet. So I think it was nice to conceal that. I thought it was a good wide guard there.
Yeah, so I think we know the whole set at this point, right? We know Liquidation, Wide Guard, Leech Life, and Trailblaze.
Yeah.
So across the 3 sets, we do see all 4 moves on the Arachnid. But yeah, the Wide Guard had been hidden until then. And we just get the sand back, or get the sun back up. Not quite dying, and maybe wide guarding again is
Yeah, it's all mind games, right? Like, even
yeah,
turn one, it was, was he gonna switch in the nine tails, straight away, and instead he went for the follow me, where if he steamrolled, maybe, it's 50-50s, right? In hindsight, it's, 2020, so
yeah, exactly. Um, could have, I mean, and also like could have just knowing that Donut was going to switch, could have just done a solar beam instead, right? Just
yeah,
assume
yeah.
that the Araquanid is going to wide guard and just solar beam into the Iron Treads, and then you've got Sun up for the rest of the match, and you don't need to, you can just deal with the Araquanid the next turn. But
Yeah.
yeah, now we get these scary helping hand expanding forces. Porygon goes down again,
Yeah.
but the Snarl, dropping the Ninetales, and it's I mean, at this point, probably not enough in terms of Skeledirge, but Snarl, Skeledirge. If there's Pokemon that can do it, right?
Yeah,
Something
absolutely.
something bulky like
There's
that.
been
Haven't
I've
seen
been
a Terra
3v1 by
yet.
Skeledirge many a time on ladder.
Yeah,
Maybe more back in the day, but yeah.
yeah, maybe with like a Water Terra or something like that. But even then, yeah, Thunderbolt pointing into it just
Yeah.
makes that less likely. But new coach to the league, Donut, and shown up with a win in their debut match, and a convincing one
Absolutely.
at that.
And like we said, just like the Kodamaran game, there was a few antics game one, but yeah, game two and three locked in, and they were able to pull away with
Yeah,
with the
just
win.
tighten it up, clean it up, and rock and roll.
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. Well, that's the weekly heat for this week. Ryan, it's great to have you on.
James, I appreciate the invitation to come on. It's been lots of fun.
Absolutely. We'll see. We'll see who joins me next week. If it's my opponent again, or if it's somebody else, or if it's just me. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll get my brother to come on again sometime. He hasn't been on since for a long time, so maybe he wants to do one of these Monday nights.
Nice.
But
Nice.
thanks for joining, and we'll see everybody in the next one. Peace.
Peace.